All right, another episode of the Heat Tank, and today we have a very special guest because I've been very curious on exactly what this float stuff is that I keep seeing on Instagram. People keep talking to me about it, and they're like, oh my God, you gotta try it. Oh my God, you gotta try it. So I got a local business owner, entrepreneur, okay? He is the owner of the TrueRest Austin Float Therapy, we'll call it, right? And correct me if I'm getting it wrong, but I'd like to introduce to y'all Tanner from TrueRest. This is going to be really interesting, not just for the marketing and branding strategies that we talk about, but for the educational contribution he's going to make to us about what exactly is float therapy and why should people like us, like y'all, anybody listening, why should we get involved and I guess you could say get our feet wet, maybe? Yeah, something like that. All right, so Tanner, introduce yourself real quick and also tell the people how you got into this business to begin with and how long you've been an entrepreneur. And then, we'll deep dive into some more things, but give us your official introduction.
Absolutely. Thanks, Hamid.
Yes, sir.
I've been, I guess, an entrepreneur since 23 or 24. I ran some spa franchises with my mother back in Arkansas.
Yeah.
So kind of got into the spa industry early, I guess you could say. Here in Austin, I've been with TrueRest Austin for about 2 years. Float therapy was very similar industry, obviously, to massage. You come in for an hour service, get relaxed, get some stress relief, anxiety relief. But it goes a little bit further than that, too, than and some of the mental health parts as well with that service. But what is floating, right?
Yeah. That's something when I first saw the page, I was like, what the heck is this kind of like new wave type of thing? So I'm curious. So, what exactly is floating, if that's how it's termed?
Yeah, you got it. A float is, you can do a 60-minute session. You can do longer, 2.5 hours more.
Okay.
The sweet spot's really the 60, though. Come in. We'll give you a great introduction, so we get you all set up, so don't ever be scared to come try the first one.
Okay.
But you float weightlessly in 1,000 pounds of magnesium sulfate, so Epsom salt, top quality Epsom salt.
So just real quick, so a typical, if somebody goes to a grocery store and gets one of those bags in the drugstore area, what is the weight of one of those bags?
Probably like 3 to 5 pounds.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Sheesh. Okay, go ahead. I just want to give a kind of like a visual perspective, we'll say.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So we're looking at, 20, 25, 50-pound bags of Epsom salt. Man. It's really amazing when you put it all in. You'd be surprised. You don't know where the water's going to go.
Yeah.
But it all blends. So you essentially float on top of the water. We match the...
How far is the float, though, like from the bottom?
So 10 inches of water.
Okay.
Yeah, you float in 10 inches of water. We match the water temperature to your skin temperature.
Huh.
So you forget completely after a few minutes where the water begins and where the water ends and your body begins, I guess I could say. The most relaxing thing, personally, I feel that you can go and do. This allows the body and mind both to relax simultaneously. Okay. That much Epsom salt is obviously great for muscle, muscle recovery, healing aches and pains, things like that. And then the absence of all external stimulation makes your brain relax in a really unique way too. Enter the theta brainwave state. People get very creative. I think of it as the think tank for some too.
Yeah. So there's no way that, do people fall asleep in there or?
Yeah, absolutely you can, yeah.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Well, but is there any kind of risk of, I guess, well, my initial thought would be, don't flip over. I mean, is that a possibility or?
Don't have to even be able to swim.
Really?
We could drop a bowling ball in there and it would float.
Oh, my.
Yeah, so the water rests right about here, right next to the eyes. And, some people will zonk out. Generally, you're right in between. You're kind of in like a meditative state, that theta brainwave state. A lot of people come in like, I don't know, man, can I do like a 30, maybe not the 60-minute.
Can I do 1 minute and just see what it's like?
Yeah.
In Chris Rock voice, by the way. Can I get 1 minute?
But almost everybody comes out and is amazed that it was 60 minutes. They're asking me, was that actually 45 or 50 or, what's going on there? Full 60 minutes, yeah.
Wow. You're like, we're not going to trick you and cut
Nah.
you short. No, that's really cool. Because, yeah, my initial thought was, first, I don't know what this is. I don't know what the salt, or let me just, before we really get into the episode, what exactly does the salt, or so much of the salt, do to the human body?
Yeah. So makes you buoyant,
Okay.
obviously, first of all. That's why we have that much salt in there.
I
Make
see.
you
Okay.
float right to the top. And then Epsom salt is an age-old remedy for healing wounds. Obviously, we wouldn't want to hop in there with a wound because it would sting. But just muscle relaxation, anything you would do an Epsom salt bath at home for, or like a salt scrub or something like that,
Okay.
you're going to get from the float pod too. There's probably 1,000 times as much salt as you're using at home.
Jeez. All right, well, y'all officially heard it here first, exactly what float therapy is, how it works, and things that it can do for your body and your mental state, really, I guess is safe to say, right?
Absolutely.
That's really cool. And I have a note that you are actually, well first, where's the first one located at?
Yeah, we're at Research and Breaker in North Austin. So real close to the Domain.
Oh, yeah.
Right by that Costco off Research there.
I know exactly where it's at.
Yeah.
And the second location that might be opening up, do you have a time frame of when it's opening?
Yeah, it should be open by the end of the year. One of my coworkers and I are going to be opening TrueRest Cedar Park.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess we stay tuned for the official location, right?
Yes, anytime. Maybe even by the end of the week, we should have the official location.
Oh, dang. That's going to be really cool right there. So all you Cedar Park people that are listening, that's really cool. That's really cool. Now, let me ask you, in your time or how long have you had the first location?
Yeah, we've been there about 2 years.
Okay, 2 years. So the community around there pretty much knows who you are, and the credibility's obviously going up and such, right?
Yeah, one of the busier centers. Busier centers around 6 pods, so a large float center.
Okay.
Pack it full on the weekends. A lot of floats. We did 200 floats last week, for perspective.
200?
Yes, sir.
Dang. That's kind of crazy. You might have to start putting some floats outside and
New location.
No, you know what's funny? We're talking about somewhat like a therapy. Well, your thing is therapy. I guess this is a therapy also, what I'm about to talk about. In Cancun, I went twice last year, and one of the tactics that they do, but it's kind of like against the law that they do it like this, but they have that fish therapy, okay?
Yeah.
But the way they do the fish therapy is they're technically not allowed to have the fish. They come and they bite you. I forget what kind of fish it is, but they come and bite your feet and clean the calluses or whatever. But they have the aquariums or tanks, whatever, on wheels. So they wheel it out there every so often and pull it back in just to get you to, get off the sidewalk and come check it out. And it catches people's attention, which, by the way, is one of the first steps of the sales process. Attention, interest, desire, and action. So they do a really cool job at that, but I'm assuming, obviously, you can't take a whole float pod and throw it out there on the sidewalk.
That education piece, right?
Yeah, I mean, it would be cool.
Parts.
It would be really cool, but yeah, that's a whole nother thing. So let me ask you, so with y'all becoming popular in the community, who do you think is like, I don't want to say like the most famous or like a cool moment that y'all might have had that certain people or a certain person came in and they're like, or we wanted to say, hey, hook us up, or we want to all get in there, or I want to get in there, and that's how. What was a cool moment for you guys?
We've had some neat, some Google folks that come in, some bigger groups from some of the larger businesses around.
Yeah.
That call in excited. They've seen floating on Joe Rogan podcast or somewhere that they know.
Okay.
We also had we're floating UT athletics fairly often. Last season, floated the UT football team.
Oh, dang.
Almost every Monday throughout the season. Yeah, 24 of them. So
Hold on, every Monday?
almost every Monday. Yeah, some of the
Oh,
away
so
games.
they were constantly going in there.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Oh my goodness! And the season is how long?
8 weeks. I'm not sure exactly.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Well, they went like, let's say 8 to 10 times.
Yeah,
they went in
something
there.
like that. Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Yeah, and
very surreal. Like, yeah.
Wow, I bet there's a lot of activity going on.
Yeah.
every pod was full, I guess you can say, right?
Yeah. Definitely.
That's cool. Heck yeah. So now let me ask you a question. Before we get into talking about the marketing and such, what is some initial advice that you've come across in your, I don't know how long you've been an entrepreneur, but as far as with this business, what is some initial advice that you could give to other entrepreneurs or up and coming entrepreneurs? Because you're dealing with the brick and mortar, and I know your lease is not $700 a month.
Yes, sir.
So on that aspect, when you're looking for a commercial location, obviously you've done it with the first one, you're doing it with the second one. What are some, just on that alone, let's just say commercial real estate, looking for a brick and mortar, what is some education you want to pass down to somebody that might want to do the same, or if they even need to do it yet, if they're better operating out of a trailer or better operating out of their house, or I don't know.
So what's one of our, one of your biggest expenses, or it should be that rent number.
Yeah.
In commercial is really hard. The brick and mortar is really hard. I would definitely encourage, if you're in a business that can avoid, spending a build out and all of that, go for it. If you have a product, say, that you can sell out of a trailer or something. I know some of your history too with the food truck. Yeah, I mean, that's the way to go. That's the dream.
Yeah.
In the service industry that we're in, it requires us, in a lot of businesses, to be in a brick and mortar space, though.
Yeah, the permits as well have to be.
Yeah. And so going through that process, I would recommend seeking help, seeking a realtor, someone, or at least someone to review your lease before you go through it. I've heard horror stories of people just not realizing what some of the terms were. And, by year 3 or year 4, their rent is something that they could have never afforded.
Oh, my. So the rent can fluctuate then?
Yeah, depending on how your deal is set up, right?
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, and some of these grocery stores and such, and like Targets or Randall's or HEBs, I mean, these guys are in 10 to 20-year leases.
Yeah.
And since we're talking about it, a lot of people don't realize that a lot of these big, like, I guess they call it anchor stores, in shopping centers, a percentage of their profit or revenue, has to go to the property owner. That's how a lot of commercial real estate is structured, to where you want to be the anchor store, you want to be that Target that we give you 95,000 square feet. We know you got the money, so we'll give you that spot. And I know this because I've asked commercial real estate agents, and this is really interesting that I don't want to say it's like a mafia you got to pay off, but that's just industry standard, to where you want to be that anchor store, you got to pay the cost to be the boss. So let me ask you now, I want to hear a marketing horror, not a horror story, but some things that you're like, you put money into it, and it might have been $20. It might have been $20,000. What is something that you realize that you learned a lesson on with this business in particular, that you're like, we ain't doing that again, or no, let's not do that, or that type of thing?
Yeah, I've got one for you for sure.
Yeah, go for it. I'm really curious.
With what we do, obviously, some of you are probably hearing about this floating for the first time. Takes a little bit of education. So print. We signed some print contracts in the beginning to do, big local magazines that are great for other businesses.
Okay.
But for ours, you just saw a picture of a pod on a piece of paper, and it didn't connect. So
yeah, you have no clue what it is. It's like, what kind of space age thing is that?
Yeah. And we, got sold hard and did it like a 12-month contract too.
Ooh, my.
Yeah. So just like with no ROI on it for the year,
Really?
No return on the investment. Yeah.
And I'm assuming it was a nice little, we don't need to talk about money, but I'm assuming you could have put that money elsewhere, we'll
Definitely.
just say.
Yeah, the money that we spent on that is now like 75% of our budget for a month. So
Really?
Lets us high and dry for a little while, yeah.
Wow. Well, the thing is this, you have to, and I call it feeling the burn. You have to feel the burn of a failure in order to, if you're in the gym, your muscles will fail when they feel that burn. And then, of course, you grow from that. So the good thing is that you were able to, realistically, you failed at it. You thought it was going to be a good idea. Your gut said yes, or there might have been a really good salesman or saleswoman that sold you on it. But the reality of business, and to me, it doesn't matter if it was $100 or if it was $10,000. It doesn't matter how much it was now, because it taught you a lesson of what you might not want to do, or maybe just the campaign was the wrong one. Maybe it was the wrong picture. Maybe it was the wrong headline. So Or maybe it was just in the wrong magazine, or maybe it was in the wrong this. And a lot of people don't realize that you learn, you live and you learn. So as of right now, currently, what are you guys actually utilizing marketing wise? Like what platforms have been the best for you guys, and which one do you enjoy the most?
Facebook,
Okay.
Instagram, Google AdWords.
Okay.
Top 3 for sure.
Yeah. So in that order, possibly, or?
Yeah, in that order, actually, yeah.
Okay. So let me ask you, so what is it about Facebook that you like over AdWords, we'll say?
With AdWords, we're in a niche market, so there aren't many people competing for those terms, or really people searching for those terms on Google AdWords. So when someone does, the ad is there, and we can pull that, but doesn't happen as much on, say, Facebook. We can put floating right in front of you, explain some of the benefits, educate you a little bit on what you stand to gain from our service.
Okay.
And you click right there.
That's cool. Yeah, and the sharing capabilities of Facebook are a lot easier, I guess we could say, than Instagram. Instagram doesn't have well, not yet at least, that I know of. They don't have a one-button option to share a video or to repost on your page. You have to get an app. You have to do it a certain way. You might have to crop it. So it could be more of a headache to share something on Instagram than it is on Facebook with literally like a one-click share. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that is a really cool thing. Now, for you guys, what have you noticed has been more successful? Is it video or is it still images?
10-second videos.
Oh, I see.
10-second personal videos with us in them, showing people the float pod.
Okay.
And explaining some of, again, what the benefits are, right?
Yeah.
But video performs a lot better than picture in our experience.
I see. And something that Tanner was saying right now, which I really enjoy when people say this, is the word benefits, okay? Now, it doesn't matter if you're trying to sell somebody a car. It doesn't matter, whatever you're trying to sell them, a lot of people get wrapped up in the features, trying to sell the features of something rather than the benefits of something. If I'm buying a Ferrari, we'll just say, I don't care about the carbon fiber knob on the radio or whatever it is. I want to know, this is the benefit of you driving a Ferrari. People are going to look at you. You're going to pull up and they're going to move that Mercedes out the way, and they're going to put the Ferrari in place of the Mercedes in the valet up front in the restaurant, and those type of things. Because when you can connect with people emotionally, get into their head, and like I say this all the time, if you can get someone to say that's right in their head, they've agreed with you with everything that's been talked about, and it's a lot easier to sell them on a session of float therapy, or whether, and I've talked about this in Instagram videos, selling them a brownie even, or selling somebody a car. It's those little things. So I'm really glad that you said benefits, because when people are thinking with their head about something that can, change their life, and you, by getting information from people about, so what do you do for a living? Oh, I sit at a desk all day. Oh, okay, great. If you don't mind me asking, is everything cool at home? And, you're not asking them, tell me all the drama you got going on, but what stresses you out? What are things that stress you out? So now when you start pulling information from people and they say, I go home to a crappy relationship, I'm pissed off every day. But it happens though. But if you can get them to give all that information, you now know, oh, this is a client I could possibly have on a weekly basis, rather than someone that just says, oh, I'm only in town for a week for a conference and I'm bouncing. So always, just get more information and more information. So with the Facebook ads, do y'all do your own marketing here locally, or is it a franchise that does it, or how exactly does it work with the capabilities that you have and the, I guess you could say the leniency and what you can and can't do?
Absolutely. So Facebook is constantly changing. everything around the marketing, how to pick your audiences, how to find who you're looking for, who your clientele is. So we run all of our organic and shoot our videos and things like that in Spa, but we do use a marketing vendor. So a Facebook advertiser, basically, or social media expert. We pay X amount a month to run those ads for us.
Oh, okay.
Get the I guess leads, you would call them, on the back end. And then we work on converting them, our staff, myself and my staff. Yeah.
So it's like a local agency, or it's a national, or?
It's actually we went through a few in the beginning to see who was really going to pull a lot of leads. Having people do A/B testing on different ads, things like that. Yeah. And gentleman he's probably 22 now. He's 21 when we met him and dropped out of college. And just really knew what he was doing on Facebook ads. So he was in Chico, California initially. I believe he's in Puerto Rico now. But yeah.
That's cool. And that's the wonderful thing about nowadays online. It doesn't matter if someone's in China. As long as they can do what you need them to do, and they're consistent and they're trustworthy, that's all that matters. Speaking of, I was going to ask you, have you ever looked at Fiverr or heard of Fiverr before?
I haven't.
So in a nutshell, this is what, and for all those listening, Fiverr is Fiverr. I've personally been using Fiverr for different projects or clients' projects for probably 3 or 4 years now. This is exactly what Fiverr is. Imagine digital services at your fingertips. And what I mean by that is, let's say you guys want a 23-year-old blonde female, right, to do a video about float therapy. Or if you want a 58-year-old black guy with a bald head, it doesn't matter. Fiverr has people with accents. They have people with that speak different languages, different skin tones, different personalities. And not only can you get someone to do a video for you guys, because probably 40% of the video creators on there, we'll call them, they're professional. I mean, top notch. They got good equipment at home, full green screen. You give them the script, they'll stick to the script. If you have a product, you can send it in. They could even place themselves in your building, just FYI. So definitely look at Fiverr. Also voiceovers. When you're looking at, you need a professional voiceover, there's people on Fiverr for like $20. I got a voiceover for a local chamber of commerce for a video. I did the video for them, but we needed the voiceover. I'm like, shoot, go to Fiverr. We got a guy that's done like movie trailers for like $40 or $30, I think he was. So definitely something to look into. Now, let me ask you a question though. So a typical customer, okay, what is their process? They go in one time. When do you see them again? How does it work to get them back in a pod? What is the process?
Yeah, so it kind of depends on what benefits you're looking for from flotation. I'd say monthly is the low end of how much people are floating.
Okay. So once a month.
Once a month.
Okay.
Yeah, the low end. We've got some people that are doing every other week, and then those that are floating every week. We even have unlimited members that float for pain or insomnia, or say you just had a concussion and you're wanting to heal. Make sure that you heal fast, or getting some relief from those symptoms. Those people could float even 5 times a week. But the average customer, I'd say like 2 a month.
Huh. So you have like a VIP kind of, or VIB, very important. No, VIF, very important floater, right? So there are packages available for
absolutely
like unlimited. Well, I guess you can call it unlimited float.
Our unlimited membership, yeah.
Huh. But so would somebody have to book online, or how does it work to reserve?
Yeah, you can call the spa. If we miss the call, we've got a great AI system that can help get you booked, or just say, have someone call us back. We'll call you back within 30 minutes. You can book online as well. It's just at our website, or you can find all the links on all social media.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Huh. Now that's really cool, though. I would have never thought unlimited. I mean, you got to be a baller for that, though, right?
Yeah. $325 is not bad.
How much?
$325
for the whole month.
Yeah, break it down. That's real good.
Yeah, that's actually not bad because let's just say, I mean, we're not going to talk like deep into money, but if a typical session could be $50, $60, maybe $70, whatever it could be, That's really not bad.
Yep. Got something in particular that you're wanting to work through, whether it's mentally or physically, like an ailment or a car crash?
Yeah.
Concussion. Those are a lot of what we see for people with unlimited, doing 1, 2, 3 months. And then you drop down. You can drop down and do a little bit less at any point too.
Yeah. Huh. That's real cool that y'all offer that. That's really cool. I used to go to a gym just because I wanted the steam room and the sauna, because me in particular during allergy season, it was really weird. I started going to the steam room and the sauna in the gym, and then I realized like all the allergies that I had literally went away in like an hour, and I was like, oh, that's kind of weird. Let me go back again, like, in a week or whatever. And then I was going once a week. Okay. And then I realized real quick, I don't know what it is, but if I go for that one day, like 1 hour, whatever it was, during heavy allergy season, I'm good for the whole week. So I think it was the next season or whatever. I wasn't working out anymore, but I was literally getting a gym membership just to be able to combat allergies, believe it or not. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. And I was like, dang. And now I don't get allergies like I was 6-7 years ago. Yeah. Or I don't have the reactions, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we want to turn straight to, what's at Walgreens or go see the doctor. But a lot of times there's something that you can do totally natural.
Yeah, whatever they call those things. So in your experience, okay, running campaigns, what has been the most successful? But one specific campaign, just think of that one, the one that was really the, oh man, all these people came in because of this. And I'm going to tell you something, because I had a client who has a cell phone repair business. And I'm going to tell you specifically what we talked about, and it might blow your mind, and it might be something where you might be like, whoa, we can't do that with us. But I'm going to tell you what I'm getting at. But as far as right now, what has been like a really cool campaign that took off, or maybe unexpected, like it did much better than y'all even thought?
Yeah, so typically this year's campaign is going on right now, but last year, I'll use last year's Father's Day campaign.
Okay.
Wasn't typically Mother's Day is the big one, right, for spa services.
Yeah.
But we ran little 5-second videos even, I believe, on Facebook. Did a lot of A/B testing early on in the first few days to see which ads were working. And then took a chance and just really amped up the money we were spending daily on Facebook. Got a really, really good return, really good ROI on that.
And that's cool. So more or gift campaigns, I guess?
Yeah, exactly, a gift card sale for like a holiday. Mm-hmm.
Huh. So check this out, okay? I might trip you out with this with this concept, okay? So the client that I have that has a cell phone repair business, he's been in business like 6-7 years, I think it is, and he needed more customers. He's well known in the little community, whatever. But he's like, I can do much better than I'm currently doing. I said, okay, cool. What do you do for your customers? And he said, what do you mean? I said, well, what do you do for your customers? He's like, oh, yeah, well, when they come in, if they got to wait, I hook them up with tempered glass. I give them a tempered glass and this and that. I said, okay, what else? Well, sometimes if it's a big job, I give them a tempered glass also. I said, okay, so your tempered glass for the phone is kind of like your thank you, your showing a little gratitude, whatever it could be, maybe an inconvenience. If the line was long, he said, yeah. I said, okay, how much does it cost you? He said, well, they're $15. So, okay, how much does it cost you? Oh, they're only 90 cents. I said, okay, so you can easily afford to basically give them away. So he said, yeah. So, okay, cool. Let me ask you this. What is the average customer spending with you? And once again, when I'm telling you this, maybe you can relate it for an idea, because I want ideas to stir up in your head as we talk. And I asked him, I said, what does it cost you? He said, okay, 90 cents, cool. Sell it for 15, all right, cool. But what does the average customer spend on a yearly basis? He said, oh, we're looking at about $200. I said, okay. So you have something that's 90 cents that you have no problem giving away, but a customer that does come in the door is spending on average of $200. They do cell phone repair, then they sell little things here and there, but they don't sell service though. I said, yeah, okay, cool. give them away. And he's like, what do you mean? I said, give them away. He goes, yeah, well, when the customer comes. I said, no, you don't understand what I'm saying. Use that free giveaway to get people in the door. He's like, well, how am I going to give it away? I said, dude, check this out. If you run an ad, okay, this Monday only or this Tuesday only, whatever it is, okay, imagine like, I'm sure you've seen like Sonic or 7-Eleven, they give you a Slurpee, right? Mm-hmm. Do you see people standing in line, oh, I got my free Slurpee, I got my free Coney dog or whatever it could be. And people really go out of their way to go get something free that costs 79 cents on a regular day. People really line up for a free slushie or a free National Donut Day, which, come get a free donut. And I told him, I said, if you set aside a budget of $50, okay, how many 90-cent tempered glasses can you get? Oh, 50, 60, we know whatever the math comes to. Okay, cool. Run an ad, spend $50, maybe $75, okay? You might even spend $100. Do it for a solid week on Facebook, and of course you can push it to Instagram and such. Say, this Wednesday only, or Wednesday from 5 to 7, we're giving away 25 free tempered glass, no questions asked, no obligation to buy, no purchase necessary. But he wasn't really debating it, but he says, yeah, but I go, no, you don't understand. If you can get 25 people one day, 25 people another day to come in, okay? And keep in mind, these are just the ones that actually got one. I'm sure there might be many more that will come in, and then you can give them like a little rain check or whatever it could be, right? But you now have 50 people that came in that are potential new customers, okay? With you spending would be what, $100, $125 max on the ad. It's not just about the potential to get a new customer that's worth $200 per year, but it's also getting the video and the pictures of having the line of people, because when you get publicity like that, you can run it as an ad. This is something just to think about. Imagine running an ad for a free float day, and it could be your slowest day. Because I'm sure you guys, whatever the day is, I'm sure you have a slowest day, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Just imagine that. Free float. Never floated, it's on us. Financially, it doesn't make sense on the front end. But if you can bring in 25 people, let's just say, of course, they got a book, let's say a 30-minute session, whatever it is, might be something to look into. Because if you can get 25 in there and you can retain 5 of those, and you said the average is, let's just say once a month they come in, mm-hmm. You now turn a free float into hundreds and hundreds of dollars over the course of the year. So just something to think of, because a lot of business owners, they don't, and I'm not saying you've never thought of that. What I'm saying is a lot of business owners that I deal with on a weekly basis, they tell me, well, the average customer costs us $35 to get. That's how much it costs us to bring in a new customer. Okay, cool. Based on the ads or whatever they're running, or could be $20. I'm like, cool. Why don't you just say free barbecue sandwich? It costs $8, but it's costing you $4 to make. Imagine running an ad saying a free barbecue sandwich. No purchase necessary. You will have a line out of your barbecue restaurant. And that's the type of publicity you need, because when you see it works, you just rinse and repeat. That's all it is. But what are some campaigns? What's something that's been on your mind that you might be scared to, like, I don't know if we should do that, or how can we do that? What are some things that you've wanted to do, but maybe not took that big leap of faith to actually make it happen marketing-wise?
Yeah, it's hard to give away free stuff.
No,
as a business owner, right?
Yeah, well, it sounds like it. Yeah, it sounds like, no, I ain't giving nothing free.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, of course, you guys can break down, look how much we spend per month, mm-hmm. How many floats do we do per month, now what does each customer actually cost us to bring in? And then you have to stop and look at, is it actually a new customer, or is it just a return customer? Because if you did 200 floats, was it last week? I think you said? Okay, 200 floats on 1 week, that doesn't necessarily mean that 200 were brand new. You know, so that's, of course, where the mathematician in you has to come out and say, wait, how many were new? How many were repeat? And just kind of go like that. But as long as you keep them in your ecosystem, it's a lot better to keep them in, or you get them into the ecosystem. It's a lot better to keep them there because you keep giving them incentives and reasons to continuously stay. I did it with the food trailer. People would come to the food trailer to spend $5. And I'd say, hey, I haven't seen you before. Oh, yeah, I came because whatever. Okay, cool. I'd give them a card for 50% off of something. And then they're looking, but here's the thing, though. The card had a limit, had a date on it. It was within like 15 days. So it's like, if you liked what you got, I'm going to let you come back and get something else half off, but you only have 2 weeks to come get it.
That sense of urgency.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's also scarcity. Oh, yeah. It's scarcity because, or you could say, and I tell this to people that, you know, when they want to book, you know, when they're booking appointments or something, you say, oh, I think we're really all booked up today. Give me like 5 minutes. Let me call you right back. Let me see if I can move some things around for you. Now, you might know that you have 35 openings that day, but if you can give the customer at least a perception that you went out of your way, you move stuff around for them, specifically for them, they now become more loyal to your brand. And that's all it is. That's really all it is, to where make them feel a certain way, because the relationship you have with, I don't know, Mr. Jenkins, we'll say you have a Mr. Jenkins that comes in. The relationship that you have between you and Mr. Jenkins, you don't have with you and Miss Smith. Boom. But if you know Mr. Jenkins is spending a couple $100 a month or whatever, I don't care if you give him a pecan pie, have a conversation with him. And he said, oh, I love me some Georgia pecan pie. Okay, cool. Have a pecan pie waiting for him. And it might cost you $8, $9, but he's putting 300 or 200 or 150 in that cash register every day. Or if you see people that are constantly on the phone doing all of the location selfies, use those people as real influencers, because here's the thing. It doesn't matter if someone has 1,000 followers or 100,000 followers. They might have 1,000 followers that are local, that live within your area. Someone that has 100,000 might have 99,500 scattered across the U.S. It doesn't do you any good. You need people locally to say, yo, this place is dope. I liked it. It changed my life. And their friends can be there in literally 10 minutes. Have y'all looked at influencers yet, or?
Yeah, we could always be better, but that definitely, you can see it in the spa whenever there's someone really big local that came in.
Okay.
I've seen some of your talking about that. It's definitely, you see people with a ton of followers, right?
Yeah.
But a lot of those are just spam accounts.
Or
whatever.
Yeah.
There aren't people actually in Austin.
Yeah.
So somebody who has a large, let's say fitness following here in Austin is a great one for us. Those kind of influencers, they come in, you start to see everybody from, Orange Theory or whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah. And just real quick, because, we brought that up. That is something that I personally really hate. I see people that go from like 15. It would put it like this. The first month or two, because I had a dessert business for 4 years, because, yes, I did run a real business, y'all. I don't just talk about business. I actually ran a business. But one thing that I saw was there were some foodies that approached me, okay? It's a long story what all happened, but they only had like 700 followers, and then it was like 900, and then like 1,000. It was on Instagram. And they had done like this giveaway. I won't say their name because they're real popular right now, we'll call it, right? So I don't want to put people on blast, but if they ever watch the episode, they know who they are. So the thing with them, we did a free giveaway, okay? Just maybe something to look into as well. So we did a free giveaway with them, and it was like, tag your 3 friends and blah, 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 the same kind of giveaway that everybody does, right? Well, I noticed that like 1 or 2 of them were like, the friends of theirs that never even like followed the page and then this and that. So we kind of had like a little falling out because of that. Because I'm like, no, I'm honest when I do business. If you want to hook up your friend, you let me know ahead of time. Okay. But here's what I'm getting at. I noticed within a period of like 2 weeks that their Instagram account went from like 1,100 followers, 1,200, whatever it was, to like 9,000. And I'm like, bro, hold on now. So when you start looking at the likes and the views, you're like, wait a second, the math doesn't add up. How do you have 9,000 followers, but you're only getting 50 likes per post? But when you had 1,100 followers, you were getting 42 likes on average per post. So a lot of people like to fake the funk and they like to try to fool other people. And I'm like, just be genuine with your followers, whether you have 1,100 or whether you have 11 million. Just be genuine, because nowadays people can sniff out bullshit real quick. real quick. So in your opinion right now, who do you think would be an influencer, like male, female, younger, older, just based off of just you being in the business? Who do you think are more the brand ambassador type for you? Like, what would you currently look for in a brand ambassador?
Sure. So floating has a pretty broad reach as far as who can benefit, right? So I'll give a couple. Somebody active.
Okay.
Who's working out, somebody who other people want to be like. That's the definition of an influencer, right? Also entrepreneurs, people like that. A lot of people are using the float tank for as a think tank. Get unblocked. I guess leading into that, another would be creative types. Get unblocked from all the stress and anxiety, and post float, you're in that post float glow. And creative juices are flowing. So all of those types of people. People who struggle with mental health, maybe even too, and have some kind of epiphany with the experience.
Have y'all got with any gyms lately? Or not yet?
Yeah, we recently been working with one of our neighbors, the Legree Fitness Studio. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So one thing that I've learned with business, obviously, is it's like this. Let's say I'm here, right? And my customers are here. In the middle, all it is a gap. That's all it is. Okay? Or let's say if I'm trying to do business with some people that got some money. The money is over here. I'm over here. How do I close the gap to get closer to the money? Because as a marketing advisor, people obviously pay me to sit down and talk about business and their marketing and such. But I got to figure out also, how do I close the gap? Do I attract them to me? Do I go after them? My honest focus is more about attracting people to me, like magnetizing myself. And that's something, of course, you follow my pages and such, you can learn more, watch some videos about magnetizing yourself to where people come to you rather than chasing them to try to get a check out of them. But something interesting you said about entrepreneurs, okay? Check this out. Where do the millennial entrepreneurs, as we'll call them, millennial entrepreneurs like to hang out? Co-working spaces, okay? So, good example, Shelly over at Orange Co-working would be a great person. I'd love to give you the email to reach out to Shelly. But also, you have so many co-working, and they're popping up all over. I did a workshop in Dripping Springs the other day. There's so many co-working spaces, because here's the thing. The people you're trying to target that you mentioned hang out over there. They might be there 8 hours a day, 10 hours a day. They're stressed out. The funding that they thought they were going to get didn't come through. Their partner backed out on them. They might have had a fancy office and they lost the office, so now they're at a co-working space. But what I would personally do, okay, when I give advice, I always say, this is what I would do if I had your business. What I would personally do is reach out to the co-working space owners and say, I want to invite you out, no charge, 100% free. I know you deal, and don't once again, you don't tell them, I'm basically trying to use you to get to your people. You don't say it like that, but you say, I know you deal with a lot of in and out, a lot of activity, a lot of stress, running a business, I would like for you to come out 100% free. I'll give you a float session, whatever it could be. Now, a float session, I don't know what it actually costs y'all. That we're not going to talk about numbers on that. But that might be a really good thing to do that with co-working owners or the manager, okay, because they could be the decision maker. And why I'm saying this is you're not just impressing them, but you need them to vouch for you. So now when you can say Orange Co-working in South Austin or wherever in North or East or West Austin, you need to get to their people. They have the email list of everybody that goes there. Plus, they have bulletin boards. They have information. You can leave pamphlets on the this, on the that. So guess what? People that work in co-working spaces, they talk a lot. Yeah, man, I was all stressed out, man. My partner, blah, 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 screw him, screw her, blah, blah, blah. But I went to this one place, changed my life. And not just that, imagine with gyms. Do the same thing with the general managers of the gyms. It could be Planet Fitness. It could be any gym. Don't ever limit yourself to being a corporate spot or not a corporate spot. Just do it out of the, let me see what happens. But always have a strategy in order to do that. Schools, by the way, and I hate to say this, but maybe 3 out of every 10, and I don't know why, okay? I'd say 4. 4 out of every 10 female teachers that I've ever met drink a lot. No, I'm serious. They drink a lot, and I don't know why. Maybe the stress because the kids drive them crazy. Who knows? Oh, yeah, happy hour, happy hour, happy hour, happy hour. It's like, maybe you need to have a different kind of therapy. But once again, teachers all talk, okay? Teachers all talk, and they all hang out, and they all give recommendations, and there's a teacher's lounge. So, yeah, just, we're not going to go into more detail. We only have maybe like 10, 15 more minutes. But to basically close the gap between you, FYI, another one, because I've made thousands of dollars with call centers. And the reason I say with call centers is I'll give you some contacts, by the way. And the reason I say this is because call centers, they're on the phone all day long. Depending on what department you work on, people are driving you freaking nuts. Years ago, I worked in a call center part-time. To me, it was like a part-time job, so I found the comedy in it, to be honest. But the people around me, they were pissed off from the time they got there to the time that they left. And I'm like, they literally used to roll around with a cart with ding-dongs and Twinkies and cookies and literally selling you comfort food, because that's what they were trying to do. Sell you comfort food right there at your desk just to get you to kind of chill. So that's another one you might want to look into. Find the admin or the HR girl or guy of a call center. Sell them first, okay? And you want to know what the best way, because I did this before, how I kind of got my way into call centers. Obviously, you guys are very active on Instagram and Facebook. What you do, this is a trick that a lot of people do not know. You go to the location. Well, first you look up different call centers in Austin, okay? It could be the AT&T call center. It could be Protect America. It could be Rate Genius, whatever it is. You look up the call center on Instagram, okay? The business itself might be the corporate account. So you're not going to find the call center for Sears or whatever on Instagram. But you will find the location. And the reason I'm saying that is because people at work could be the AT&T call center. It could be Protect out the location. Or you find out some people that actually work in that call center. That's now your mole. And what I mean by that is now the person that you use to get you to the person you need to get to. So if you see Nancy Drew 512, okay, and she's constantly posting from Sears or whatever call center it could be, you check her out, see how active she is first. Okay, cool. Then send her a message. Hey, Nancy, I'd like to invite you. Once again, give something first before you ask for something. Nancy, I want to invite you to come out, okay? She might be a manager there. She might be very influential. Who knows? But kind of see how she posts and if she's worth reaching out to. All you got to do is get her in the door. Get her in the door with you guys. Give her a 30-minute, 45, whatever float. Ask her how she felt. Da-da-da-da-da. Cool. Then you can mention, do you think, I noticed you worked at a call center. Is this, or you could do it as this, a random. I did this with my dessert business. I gave away random winners, and it really was random winners, but it was strategic random winners. So when I randomly tag you on Instagram and say, our random Austinite of the day or of the week is so-and-so, you know that so-and-so works at a call center. You get her in the door. Hey, do you think this is something? What kind of work do you do? Oh, I work at a call center. Oh, really? Do you think your coworkers would be interested? Yeah, they would love this. Oh, great. And remember, you just gave them something free. So when is the best time to ask for something? Right after you gave somebody something free. So that's when you say, who would I have to go through? Oh, that's Lisa. No problem. I'll give you her email. Boom. And you hit up Lisa. Say, hey, one of your employees came in and referred me to you. So now it's a lot easier when you have an actual employee that vouched for you, because what's going to happen is Lisa, the admin or HR girl or decision maker, is going to ask Nancy Drew, whatever her name is, how was that place? Oh, girl.
What was that all about? Yeah.
Yeah, girl, it was badass. Da, 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 da. And now they'll allow you to go in and do a thing. And whether it's a little pop-up over there where you talk about it or show pictures, or to even distribute literature, distribute gift cards, $20 off, $15, whatever it is. I did that with the dessert business, and I was every 5 to 6 weeks, I would go to certain call centers and leave with hundreds of dollars in with an hour worth of work. Easy.
That's huge, and I love how you get to the influencer of that business, right? Or the manager or the upper level. Because that's the hardest part. As a manager, you get tons of emails with people trying to, marketing, whatever it is.
Everyone's trying to sell you something.
Yeah, everybody. But getting to them through someone else, that's great, yeah.
Yeah. And I call it the mole effect. Because here's the thing, and I tell this to people. I had some guys in here, producers and DJs, okay? And when we were talking, I told them, I said, if y'all are trying to reach out to the specific celebrity rapper to sell your beats to, he's got or she's got 1 million followers or whatever. They're not worried about your DM. They've got girls probably going to do much more than you giving them a free beat in their DMs. They're not worried about you. But their friends that are constantly with them might only have 3,000 followers or 1,000 followers, but they are very influential in their life because they're constantly around them. So instead of trying to go to the celebrity, go to the people around them. Okay. When Lana Del Rey was in Austin, I just wanted to, man, because she's my favorite singer, female singer, yeah. Right? So, and I should have done it, and I'm going to tell you why. She was in Austin for a whole week. The week she was in Austin performing last at the Frank Irwin Center, she said, I've been in Austin all week, because she had a show in Dallas, but she went to Dallas for a day, came back. The room was in Austin. She was in and out of 6th Street, just walking around, da-da-da-da-da. I didn't know, but she showed, she's like, yeah, I went into here, they were playing this or playing that. I was like, oh, dang, they should think she went to go play soccer with some kids or something like that. But what I'm getting at is something told me, okay, and I don't remember what it was that I was doing of why I would want to show them around the city. That's what it was. I should have done it, but I procrastinated and I didn't. When she talked about her managers, okay, which she follows them on Instagram, or he's a manager or like the right-hand man or whatever, they only have 1,300 followers on Instagram. And I was like, damn, how easy would it have been to reach out to the people that are constantly with Lana Del Rey? They come to town, whether it's for a day or for a week, to say, hey, I'm here in Austin. There's something I can do for y'all. Take y'all, da-da-da-da-da-da. What can I do for you guys? Because here's the thing. If I can become friends with them, I can get closer to my babe, if you get what I'm saying. But that's the type of thinking that as an entrepreneur you can do to get to the decision maker of, once again, you're here, a whole bunch of customers are here, and all you got to do is close the gap. And of course, we can go into like way more methods, but that's just one specific strategy or tactic, really, because it's like a shorter term one that you can use, but you scale it, because if you can do it with one, You can now do it with more and more and more, because float therapy is getting more and more
traction, yeah.
Popular, yeah, more traction, more popular. But here's the thing with branding, just for those of y'all that don't know what the real goal of branding is, to become the first or the only one that comes to mind when it comes to a specific industry. So if float therapy can be in the ears of, let's say, AT&T call center, every month or every 2 months, y'all are constantly doing a promo for them, giving away 20% or whatever it is, they're only going to think of you when the next 3 come along. So you got to get to them before somebody else does. It's really what it comes down to. Really what it comes down to. We got about 5 more minutes now. Is there anything on your mind that you wanted to go deep dive into or maybe elaborate some more on?
I love that last point with how to get to, because we actively search for influencers or people like that, large corporations around here. There's plenty in Austin.
Yeah.
But getting to that person seems something like insurmountable. You know,
Yeah.
oh, they're not going to talk to me. You know,
Yep.
I absolutely love that.
Thank you. And this is trial and error. When I tell you stuff, it's not just something I'm pulling out of my butt.
Yeah.
Like, I've really actually done this stuff before, and I'm like, it's worked for me. It can work for you. You just have a different product. That's all it is, though. You just have a different product being sold. It's a service/product. That's all it really is. That's all it really is. But also, just another little tidbit for you guys. The 3 ways, for those listening that don't know, because I just want to throw this in there before we wrap it up. The 3 ways to grow any business is this. And I ask business owners this all the time, and they don't know. And it's okay, because they know, but they just don't understand it this simplified. Number 1, you need more customers. We just talked about that. You literally need more customers. Number 2 is increase the frequency of when the customers come in. So if the average visit is once every 2 weeks, how can you make it once a week? Even if you have to give an incentive of 20% off to get them in for that extra time, that 20% might only be $7 or $8 or $10, but it just made you $50 more in the register. And then the third one is increase the size of the transaction. So if people are coming in and spending, I don't know, $60 on average, how can they actually say, or how can you guys say, okay, we need to go from a $60 transaction to an $80 transaction? What else can we offer? Maybe it's a gift card that's worth $50 that will sell them for $20, because once again, if you give somebody a $50 gift card to give away to somebody, but maybe you sell it for $20, that gift card that they give to somebody else could be a client that's going to come in and spend hundreds of dollars a month with you guys anyways. Or in a quarter, they'll spend $500. So always use the leverage that you have to increase the size of the transactions and the frequency of the customer visits. But yeah, other than that, anything in particular? I know I'll go on and on for 10 hours, but
I could talk too.
Yeah.
No, I don't think anything right off the cuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good, very good. Well, we're wrapping up this episode. Of course, I like to keep it very diverse here on the Heat Tank. I love entrepreneurs and go-getters. Doesn't matter whether you're corporate or you run your own shop, your own whatever it is. I love to hear different stories, and if I can help, that's what I'm here for. But also, I want you guys listening to hear different strategies and methods, and also meet entrepreneurs, the face behind the Instagram or the Facebook, or who really runs that shop. And you can see I got cool people that come in. So yeah, definitely check out TrueRest Austin. If you can just give a shout out to your actual website, Instagram, whatever it is, before we wrap it up, and that's going to be it.
Yeah, Instagram, TrueRest Austin. Facebook, the same. Just search TrueRest Austin. The website, TrueRest.com. Put in TrueRest in Google, and you'll find us right there.
Yeah.
Come float.
Like people used to say back in the day, Google me.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you coming out, Tanner. I wish you much success and continued success with your business and all the ventures that you're working on in the second location. And have a wonderful day, everybody.